If you saw my video on Monday, then you already know it's important to post frequently and post regularly and consistent content. But the question is, if you're posting content all the time, how do you know what to post? How do you know what's gonna work, what's not gonna work, what's gonna attract your fans? Man, it gets stressful, I know. But let's talk about it.
You know that we coming liars. I'ma keep praying to Gaia. Tell those little niggas stop it. Tell my mama that I got this. You know that we coming liar.
What's going on? It's Pimp Fried Rice. Welcome to the Music in the Millions podcast, the show where we give independent rappers the tools and resources needed to be successful without waiting on a record label. Like I said in the intro, we're going to be talking about how to know what to post on your social media, YouTube, podcast, really anywhere that you do, email lists, all these different types of things, because obviously you don't want to just be throwing shit against a wall and see what sticks. You want to have more of a plan. That way you can strategize your marketing, build your fan base, and really just take your music to the next level. First off, I want to let you guys know, I totally understand that it is hard to know what to post, especially when you're beginning, when you're just starting off, because it's like, you look at this rapper and he's posting this type of stuff, and you look at this rapper and he's posting a completely different type of stuff, and it's like, which one of these is right, which one of these is wrong, which one of these works, which one works for me, which is a more important question, because something that works for someone else isn't necessarily going to work for you. And sometimes when you try and copy someone or try and like do the same thing that they're doing, it comes across as either biting or it comes across as fake. And that's why we don't want to just mirror what other people are doing. We want to make authentic content. We want it to be original to you, and we want it to be able to connect with the fans that you want to have. So with that being said, I want to let you guys know, be sure to catch Friday's episode, because I'm going to be talking about how to find your ideal fan. And finding your ideal fan is such an important step when it comes to knowing what type of content you're going to post. I'm not going to break it down too much now, just because I am going to cover it on Friday. So make sure you guys check back in then, so that way you could check out that video. This whole week has kind of been like a 3-part episode. Although I did it backwards, I'm not sure actually why I did it like that, but you know what? You guys get it how you got it, and we're going to keep moving from there. Once you know how to identify your ideal fan, trust me, it's going to get so much easier to know what to post. And like I said, I'm going to cover that on Friday. We'll go into more details. But let's just say you have your ideal fan, you know who it is you're posting to. Now let's get into what type of content you should be posting. So first off, and I'm sure you guys may have heard this before, you may not have heard this before. I know Gary Vee talks about this a lot. I know a lot of content creators talk about this a lot, like Russell Brunson, Vanessa Lau, a lot of people that I follow personally. And really it's just to post the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I know that's not something that we want to hear, because nobody wants to highlight the bad things that happen and the ugly things that happen. Everybody wants to use social media and their website and everything else as like a highlight reel. You want people to see you in front of the nice cars. You want people to see you succeeding with the women, with the money, with music, all this different stuff. Nobody ever wants to show the pictures where they're in a basement studio with like really crappy headphones in, trying to record a song. Maybe they have a sock as a pop filter. I've done that one before, where you take a clothes hanger and you literally just put a sock over it and put it in front of the microphone. Like, I've done it all, but nobody wants to show that side of their career, because everybody's like, nah man, like I want to be in the big studios. I want to be on the red carpets. I want to be in the movie premieres. Like, nobody wants to show the dirty and the nitty gritty that got them to the point where they're on those, massive mountains of success. And one artist that I really think about that did a great job of showing the good, the bad, and the ugly was Gucci Mane. Like, if you look at Gucci Mane's come up, a lot of the videos and stuff from his early days is like they're in the basement. The videos are really grainy and low quality. They don't give a fuck about what's going on. Like, there's crates on the floor. That's what they're sitting on in the studio. The studio literally is just like an unfinished basement. There's like beams of wood, and like it's not sound treated, and like they're literally just doing what they can to make music and to get the music off. And like, even the quality of the music that that Gucci Mane was putting out at the time was a lot more raw, a lot more unmixed as well, and just uncut. But that also became a part of Gucci Mane's journey, because if you look at where he was then, like raw, uncut, thug Gucci Mane, where he was like really fat and everything too, and he was just super hood and super gangster, and now he's just like super wealthy and he's living a great life. He has nice cars, a mansion, a wife. I actually think he's pregnant with his first kid now, or he may have other kids, I don't know, but first kid that I'm aware of. But basically, Gucci Mane, you got to see his success story because you saw the bad and the ugly. So now that he's able to post the good, you're able to relate to his story a little bit more. You're able to feel like, I know what it's like to be in that gritty basement. I know what it's like to not have people around, to have people who don't care about me right now. And then to get to that point to where you're on a pedestal and it's like, people really want to be around you. People, recognize your greatness. People see you for the amazing rapper, insert, whatever it is that you are. So that is super important. You got to post the good, the bad, and the ugly. And like I said, I know a lot of people don't want to do it, but it's going to help you to connect with your fans better, because when fans see that you're a real person, when fans see that you go through bad days just like they do, and fans see that you don't always have the freshest fit, fans are going to connect with you on a deeper level. And so that's something you really should do, is just take a more honest approach when it comes to putting out your content, because also you're going to realize that you have more content to post than you thought. When you stop filtering out your life to just see like the beautiful things, you're gonna be like, oh, I could post this. Oh, I could post this. That's funny. I could post this. There's a good valuable lesson to teach out of that. And then it just opens the doors for so much more content to be done. Before I get into the next point, I want to talk to you guys real quick about the Musical Next Level Marketing Bundle. And now, with all the things I've been talking about this week on the podcast and things I've talked about previously, you guys know how important it is to market your music, network your music, to just connect with people, with fans, with anybody who you want to be a fan who's obsessed with you and your brand. You need to learn how to connect with these people, and you do that through marketing, social media, making great content. And I put together a course that literally takes you by the hand and walks you through all the step-by-step process from ground zero all the way to taking your music and your marketing to the next level, so that way you can start to build a fan base that's obsessed with you and your music. I left a link down below in the description if you guys want to check that out. I highly recommend it. It's one of the best products that I've ever put together, and it will take your music so much farther. Now, with that out of the way, I want to talk to you guys about the final way that I use to really just come up with content. And this has been a game changer for me, and it's called the JK5. And now, it was started by, I forget her name, I think it's like Jenna Cowling, and I probably completely fucked that up. I know her first name is Jenna, I forget what her last name is. But basically that's what the JK stands for in JK5. It's Jenna Cowling 5 or something like that. And so what it is now you gotta think about what are the 5 things that basically like are the total sum of you and your brand. So like for me, my JK5 would be like music, which means like music that I've made, that I worked on, whether it's with artists or whether it's, solo music. There would be anime. Anime is a huge part of my life. I love anime. I'm a nerd for it. I love watching it, talking about it, all that different type of stuff. Skateboarding's a big one. I just started picking up skateboarding this year. I love to watch skateboarding. Skateboarding for me right now is literally like when I first started music 10 years ago. Everything's so new and exciting. I just can't wait to be at the skate park all the time. Then there's just education and knowledge. I am such a huge, proponent of learning and value and everything like that. And then 5th is just like cool life experiences that I've had, like stuff that I find interesting, stuff that I want to share, whether it be like the other day, me and my girlfriend went axe throwing with her sister and her fiance for their wedding that's coming up, for like a bachelorette party kind of ordeal. And so I shared some pictures from it because that was a freaking blast. And actually, I'm going to brag real quick. I threw 3 axes at once, even though the worker told me do not throw 3 axes at once. So I just took all 3 and I like chucked them, hit all 3. 2 of them were in the bullseye. 1 was right next to the bullseye. I was like, yo, I'm about to become a medieval weapons master. So do not fuck with me if we're ever cutting wood together. With that being said, basically the JK5 is you take those 5 things that basically, like I said, sum up to your total brand, and then you post them every other day. So whether it be the first day I'm going to be posting about music, then the next day I'll post about anime, then the next day I'm going to post about skateboarding, then the next day I'm going to post education, then the next day I'm going to post cool life experiences. Now the reason I do that is because fans are never going to get sick of me posting the same thing over and over again. If I'm only ever posting music or ever posting me in the studio, that's only going to connect with one type of person or one type of fan. So if I'm only ever sharing that content, I'm only hitting like 1% of the market that I could really be hitting. Just the same for if I only posted skateboard videos or if I only posted educational stuff. Then I'm missing a whole huge market of people that I'm not tapping into that I could easily access because of the type of personality that I have. Now, literally, you're just posting content that fits with your personality. And the more content the more sides of your personality you put into your content, the more people are going to connect with you. But by having these 5 different topics, it gives you something to rotate through with your content. So you're not like, oh man, here's another video of me in the studio. Or, oh man, I don't want to post another anime video with my beat behind it. Like, people are so sick of seeing that. It's so boring. I want to show my face. So by you having all these different things, you can rotate through them, decide what you want to post about, and then basically just keep on moving. It makes it so much easier, and you connect with so many more people. So that is the JK5, and when I learned that method, it has literally made posting on social media so much easier. And like I said when I was talking about the musical marketing bundle, I actually break down, there's a whole section on social media and about taking the headache out of social media. So definitely check that out. I highly recommend hitting that link. Drop a comment. I want to know, what are the 5 things that you would put in your JK5? What are your 5 categories that you're going to start to use when you post frequently? Let me know in the comments. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel. That way you can check out every Music in the Millions podcast episode. Catch you guys next time. Peace.
I